Well, if you asked me a month ago, right, if I'd be playing anything mech, I would have told you straight up no. But it seems like they've won me over, right? We have Dash Database, Max Nitro, Teklo and Data Doll. All of these are decks that I actually do want to craft, and I want to have some fun because, well, they have great combo potential. So we're probably going to start off with normal Dash, right? Old Dash, believe it or not. And just to set the scene, I'm not a competitive player. I am someone who plays for fun and enjoys finding, weird gimmicks or weird tricks that you can run in a deck. And now LSS have done a terrific job balancing the game, right? So much so that they've taken a lot of my fun out of it. But still, I'm going to endeavor, try to find something, fun. And yeah, we're gonna spend some time trying to craft these decks, right? I've already got the ideas in mind, but, see if you can sort of figure them out off of just the titling, right? So we have Blasting Your Face Off, normal Dash, Sprint, new Dash, Max as Max, Mech Overlord as Teklo Nitro Crank as Data Doll, and then You're a Wizard Cheyenne as Cheyenne, right? These are 6 new decks, and then we'll chuck in Melody once I finally get my hands on Round the Table, because it has been delayed, which is perturbing, because obviously Melody is who I want to play and test with most. And usually, right, my whole thing is if I'm going to make the deck here on Fabtcg, I want to be able to have the cards in person. So usually, right, for instance, with all these guys, I'd wait, but we'll go through the fun. I mean, in person, I'd probably only ever play Cheyenne and Melody. I'm not completely sold on the Mechanologist yet. Anyway, Blasting Your Face Off. I think we're going to start off just showing off this 6-card setup, right? So we have Quantum Processor, System Reset, and then just a blue item, right? And the rationale for this is actually I need... how many cards is that? One... I probably need one more blue item, I think. We'll chuck in the Boom Grenades as well. Right, so we just want to grab a copy of this deck. So I go back to my decks, grab a... I can just go straight to Teleshare, can't I? We want privates, we want open format, and single player, right? Because we just want to show it off. And that is, hopefully it goes to the right deck. Yes, I accept. So we have Symbiosis shots. Don't worry about the gear too much yet. I just want to show off the string that these cards can lead to. So if we play Old Dash, we're able to start with an item, meaning that we can pick Quantum Processor, super powerful item. But knowing that, we get to crank it, meaning that we start with an extra action point. I believe. Curious about that. Anyway, you would normally start with an extra action point. Interesting. But we can play Quantum Processor, right, to then put another one into the field. No, I've taken one too many cards, right, because I wanted to... No, I had it right before, didn't I? Before I put the Boom Grenades in. Right, let's try this again. Dash, take out the Boom Grenades, because I just want to show it off in its perfect form, right, the gimmick that we're going for. So we'll put them back in the inventory, right? One goes in field, we draw 4 cards, so... 1 system resets. What's the best? Problem is there's not enough draw. That's the big hurdle, is we need some more draw. But we'll get to that in a second. We'll take out 1 system reset and we'll put in 1 Boom Grenade, and that was the wrong thing. I should put it down there. But we'll save this and we'll give it a go. So go to Teleshare. Play in private, single player, done. Alright. So again, we're taking advantage of Symbiosis shot, which is not a pistol, which is the unfortunate side of things, right? If it was a pistol, this could get a lot crazier, but LSS, again, have balanced around, not allowing fun, in my sense of fun, right? But anyway, we'll submit the deck, right, just using the string cards. We start with Quantum Processor. We should get an extra action point. We're not, which is annoying, because we are cranking it, see? But you're able to play Quantum Processor, right? So then I can put another Quantum Processor into play. I can crank it for an action point. So now we're at 2, and play the next Quantum Processor. We can put another item, crank it. We're now at 3, right? And we're at 3 on Symbiosis shots. Then we can play System Reset. So if we go System Reset, right, you pay 3. We pitch the other Hadron Collider. We're able then to reset all 3 cards. Right, we want to crank them all. Crank, crank, crank. And it looks like Teleshare doesn't know what to do with it. But ideally, if you count it out, we had to, with the system reset, because we need 1 action point for that, we then refresh 3 times, meaning that we should be at 5, and we can then shoot for 10 damage, right? But then we also have the board set up, so next turn, we can just go into more items, right? Quantum Processor is such a strong start, and it sort of allows you to avoid playing Boost, which is sort of what I'm going for, right? And then obviously we just shoot. We should actually have 6 action points, right? Because we didn't get the first one as well. And you just, yeah, shoot. Again, if it was a pistol, you could then tie in some of the other items that allow you to buff weapons. But altogether, you know, pretty fun. And that's the whole gimmick. We're just trying to get a bunch of items on the field, system reset it, and then blast away with our Symbiosis shot. And the idea is you get items into field, right? Essentially, with 2 quantum processors, as long as we're drawing the cards, these are basically just 2 action point generators, which is fantastic, right? And then chuck in a system reset, and we can ramp it up a lot. And you just string these together, and, you know, you just shoot. And you don't have to worry about boosting cards. You don't have to worry about taking advantage of something like Data Doll, where, you know, you're boosting to put them into play. So, yeah, I don't know. It's probably a bit better off in Data Doll than Dash. But from my cursory glance, right, this seems fun nonetheless. And the fact that, again, we can make sure to tutor it out and find exactly a quantum processor to start this going off. And even if you don't go for like the gimmicky stuff I'm trying to do, even just starting with a quantum processor with Dash means that you can have an extra action point for, you know, most likely 2 turns if you can find another item, right? Because you should get the action point off the quantum processor, even though we didn't. And then you should be able to get the action point off of the next turn if you can use quantum processor to put another crank item into field, meaning that you can string together attacks that don't normally need to be strung together. Although in saying that, the majority of cards for Mechanologists are boost, right? So you don't really need the go again, but you can start running some of the generic chains like Nourishing Emptiness, if we're running items, Command and Conquer, right? There are fun things you could do if you start to lean away from boost. Now, I'm saying that, obviously all my items are for boost, right? We have the Achilles Accelerator, so the idea is, again, we play like 1 boost card, and then we can go into shooting a bunch of shots, or we can go a bunch of shots into playing a strong boost card, right? So that's the whole gimmick. Now, it's going to be a little bit slow for me because overall, I'm learning mech as I go, right? This is my first real attempt at mech, and, well, balancing the amount of cards is the first big hurdle, right? Ideally, if you always want to draw into an item, it should be, you know, roughly 10%. No, there, 25% of your deck, 10 cards, that's what I was trying to say, right? So that there's always a chance that you're getting 1 in 4. I'd probably up that to 20 cards. Right, 20 items. We've got 30 here altogether. Right, 10 cards squeeze and boost is a bit iffy. Going to Classic Constructed with this type of mentality and gimmick is not going to work, simply put, right? Because you can't chip off 40 points of HP with Symbiosis shot. Getting to 20, right, is somewhat more feasible because every 6 is 12, right? So to get to exactly 20, you know, you only need 10 action points, which seems crazy and ludicrous to be saying out loud, right? But again, we got 1, or we should have got 1 off the quantum processor from putting it into play with Dash, right? We then got 1 from the item we used quantum processor to put into play. That's 2. We then put another 1 because we put quantum processor, right? So that's 3. We then played system reset. We go back down to 2. You then reset the 3. You're up to 5. Say you play a boost card, you can then go into Achilles at 6, and then between, again, so 6 shots is 12 damage, plus whatever the actual boosted attack was that we actually played, right? So there is a decent line here, and even if you can't get it off perfectly, even just 1 quantum processor to jumpstart the game is a huge boost to tempo, right? So even if you were to just take these, take 10 other items, take all the buffing items, right? So for instance, the Hadron Colliders, the Boom Grenades, and then what else do we have? We have the Overload script to give your attacks overpower, penetration for 1 extra damage, and the block one, right? I think we should have it. Yeah, so actions that defend a -1, which is great, right? Just putting those items into play and then going into a high velocity boost chain is going to be fantastic. And then you just have Symbiosis shot to top it off. So yeah, it definitely seems fun. I'm going to try and craft the deck fully, and then we'll go over it a little bit more. Now, here's the other issue for me. There are so many boost cards, right? And they all do sometimes very similar things. I just have no idea what the best boost gimmick is. You know, why don't we just do this? We'll go to decks. We'll go to public. No, we'll go to tournament. Just give me a dash where I can just steal. There you go. Perfect. Where I can just steal the setup, right? So we have high speed impact, maximum velocity, pulse wave, T-Bone. T-Bone's always one that I see. If you control a card on the combat chain that was boosted, the defending hero must defend T-Bone with equipment. Okay, so that's just disruption. I don't care about that, right? We're here for fun. We're not here to actually to play around things. Throttle just seems to be high damage, right, for low cost. But we definitely want high speed impact, maximum velocity. Zipper hits is just boost 1 for 4. See, that's the other thing, like costs. 0 to 60 just because it's free. But we have the action points, so we can pitch cards. Yeah, I feel like we just want cheap cards to tie together. Alright, we only need 12 for my deck, right? Everything else is somewhat sorted. So I think we should be fine. Maximum velocity, right? No, do boost. And mech, no, that's not going to work. I want just attack actions at this point. So we want type, nope. Where's action, and then subtype is attack, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. We get it? Nope, because now it took away boost. Keyword, where are you? Crank, lane alphabetical order? Nope. Yes, no, yes, yes, but horizontally. Okay. Oh, there you go, that's not too many. And there are some boost cards that also put items into the arena if they hit. They seem kind of cool, but I feel like we're able to just put a ton of items anyway. Also, Toe Ferrendale in all mechanologies is now super good because of Crank, right? I mean, that almost everyone has a way to put an item into play for nothing. Normal, new dash, I should say, can play top card, right? So if you draw into Tome, you do that, you get your action point, and you play Tome. And it's just, the card economy for Mechanologist with Crank is insane to me. And again, system reset, right? Wherever it is. 1x is just ludicrous. So high speed impact was one of them. Maximum velocity was the other one. Where's the little helicopter guy? It's probably M. Zipper hit was another one, right? Because it was cheap, but so was 0 to 60, right? 0 for 4 or 1 for 5. I feel like pitching is our problem. The main thing we just want to do is play cards, right? We're very tempo heavy. Yeah, we've only got 2 blues. With Tome being probably one of our highest costs, right? Or I guess system reset. The problem with system reset is we don't have anything huge to pitch into it. I mean, we do have other ways to generate resources, like Scrap Trader. I mean, you can get 4 off of each of them, so that's enough to gain 4 action points, typically. What's this? Twin Drive, Boost Boost. So that is the greatest way to set off maximum velocity. 32, we'll grab 0 to 60 because it's 0. 0 to 50, right? It says weaker. That's interesting. Wait, and that came out in Evo. Isn't 4 always better? Because it's the general, what was the term? Breakpoint, right? Because most cards are block 3, meaning they have to block it with 2 to stop it hitting, stop triggering other effects. Interesting. 2 for 5. When hits, opt X, where X is the number of times you've boosted this combat chain. See, that seems good. Again, there's so many attacks. It's so much to sift through and read. Right? All for different lines as well. Interesting. Let me find the last 8 cards, and we'll playtest against the dummy, and then we'll just go through the general concepts of the deck. Right, let's see how this goes now. So again, we'll play against the training dummy, so to speak. Right? It's just so we can try things out, see how it feels. Again, the general concept is just to boost into shooting your shot a bunch. Right? And so there's some good draw engines, and then there's some decent attacks in it as well. You're right. It might be a bit too heavy on the items. But again, just getting the action points and then using Symbiosis shot just seems like a great way to pressure a ton of damage. Okay, so we can start with an item. Again, Quantum Processor to me is just the best pick because it allows you to then put another item straight into play. Crank obviously doesn't work, which is annoying, but just say we have 2 action points, right? Anyway, so then we can use it. So we can put straight away Polarity Reversal Script, which is -1. And then we can just do high speed into Twin Drive, right? If we play the Teklo. Yeah, yes, that's fine. Right, let's see how much damage we can push straight away. I mean, Boom Grenade would probably be better in that regard then. Right, so we'll play... I mean, I could play Boom Grenade as well anyway. But then we wouldn't have the initial pitch for boosting. Right. Well, after we play the first one, no, then we have no draw. Yeah, okay, no. So, Boom Grenade, crank it, 2 action points. So we can shoot twice. We then go high speed impact, right? So that we can then trigger our equipment. We pitch the Polarity Reversal Script, you want to boost? Yes. We banish system reset, that's fine. Again, we're just a tempo heavy deck. We can gain another action point, which means we can shoot. Why can't I play the Teklo? Banish top 2 cards, blah, blah, blah. Only if you've boosted this turn. Alright, because it's still ongoing, the active layer. Okay. Then off of that, we still have to pay one. That's the issue, though. See, stringing this together is already doing me for a loop. I mean, we could just go for 3 shots, I suppose. I mean, Boom Grenade hits as well. You know what? The Polarity would probably have been the better one to put in there. But do you understand the general concept, right? I mean, even if we just do... I mean, we don't have to do the Achilles anyway. So we just shoot. Right, pass. Pass. Shoot. And we've technically pressured 12 damage. That doesn't seem too substantial as Mechanologist. There's definitely ways you can tie them together better. So right now, what we're lacking is resource generation, to some extent, and draw. But there's no great way to draw. Right, there's no headpieces that are just straight up one draw. I mean, we take the Crown of Dominance, the Royal Crown, right, for the gold token. Pay 2, you get the resources, so it's technically pay 1, roughly. But like the Teklo Foundry card just feeds into Data Doll significantly better. Like this lineup in Data Doll would be great, but then you don't have access to Symbiosis shots. I really just want to just shoot a bunch of Symbiosis shots. We'll see what we get for the next hand. Oh, there you go. Maximum Velocity, Tome of Ferendale. Right, so we can play the next Boom Grenade. All right, this is decent. We might as well just pass, let them go. See what craziness we... Oh, no, because... All right, because we lost the action point from the first one. Okay, so you don't... We can crank it, but then you put only one item in. See, I have great ideas, and then I just forget about so many things when we test. There's no great way to restart now, is there? Because I'd like a new hand. But I mean, we can still play the Boom Grenade. No, we have no way to play it instant, so in this case, the new dash is also probably a bit better, right? I like the concept of starting with an item, but it does feel like the new dash is probably a bit better for this mentality. What to do? Tome, we don't get action points then. I mean, we can do the Achilles, so I guess we go 0. You want to boost? Yes. Right, then we can activate Achilles. Pass. We gain the action points. Pass. I passed one too many, I suppose. Right, let's try again. Do you want to boost? Yes. What? Something weird is going on with the action points, isn't it? No? I'm very confused. There was weird stuff afoot sometimes. Okay, but then we go into the Teklo Foundry cart to just sift an item. Right, we might as well pitch the Boom Grenade. We haven't boosted enough, though. That's the only issue. But we can then play Tome, now that we have the resources. We want to play Twin Drive into Maximum Velocity, so we need both cards, right? No, we can put the Boom Grenade in play. So Boom Grenade, do you want to crank? I mean, you might as well, right? Does action point do anything for us? I mean, boosting, we should gain, go again. We're running... Well, actually, there are a few cards we can hit that won't work. But we want to go Twin Drive. Oh, you probably want to activate this just so you can make sure you boost. Right, and then we can also cycle out the Hadron Collider. We activate that. We play Twin Drive. How much do you want to activate? Twice, right? Why? It's meant to still allow us to draw a card and put a card back. Interesting. This is why playing in person is a lot better. Okay, but then we just go into Maximum Velocity, right? So we break the Goliath Gauntlets, we then play Maximum Velocity, we get rid of the Hadron Collider, no, it doesn't have boost, but it does do 12. So off of those 2 turns, again, just the damage output for Mechanologist is so high in tempo, right? How are they not dominating Blitz to me? It just seems strange, right? Because we did 37 damage, which is decent. Again, not the exact lines we want, right? We're basically just doing normal Mechanologist things. Still, What can we do? High octane, gain action points, right? Because we haven't really gone into shooting a bunch. Yeah, no, so the system reset chain is just not going to work, is it? I think we have to scrap basic dash, right? And I think new dash is probably going to be a bit better, right? We have, you may look, once per turn, you may play a mechnologist item with cost 0 from the top of your deck as though it were instant, costs an additional 1 resource to play. Again, with TikTok, boom, right? TikTok clock, whatever it's called, if that didn't have that limitation, would be fantastic. But I think, yeah, that probably works a little bit better. Even though, again, those quantum processes are just so strong. But it just doesn't do enough. I think you're better off just going with the normal style. But hey, we're learning mech for what it's worth. The big one that we should probably dive into next is probably going to be Teklebossin, right? To try and get Singularity working. And then once we fail at that, right, we'll just go with Nitro. Because Nitro is going to be significantly easier, right? In Max or Data, I think you're going to have a substantially easier time than Singularity to get it off, right? Anyway, yeah, blasting your face off. Good concept. Need some tweaking. Again, just item economy into Symbiosis shot. I think we're gonna be able to do it a lot better off of regular dash. Yeah, give me advice. Give me advice on normal mechanologist plays, right? And I shall be working on our Mech Overlord, Teklebossin. Hope you enjoyed nonetheless. See ya.